Hi, y'all. Welcome to your practice. This is a Grace yoga class. And you're fine if you don't have any props, but if you'd like to have blocks or something to elevate the hands and bring the earth to you, and then a pillow or a blanket, anything that can help create more ease and comfort in your class. The invitation is going to be to lie down and to just extend the whole body out. And maybe you bring a pillow or a blanket. You can roll the blanket and bring it underneath the knees. But I just want you to sort of take refuge in releasing yourself into the earth and letting your body just fall into a pool of awareness, into a pool of breath, and into a pool of gratitude. And then let the eyes close. And start to sense what it's like to draw your awareness and the presence of your heart and the focus of your mind into you, your space. Brené Brown says true belonging doesn't require us to change who we are. So true belonging, to belong, doesn't require us to change who we are. It requires us to be who we are. And I want you just to ask yourself, I guess, this question, when is the last time you felt like you belong to someone, that you belonged to a place, to a family or a community? It is deeply rooted in us that we have this desire as human beings and the deepest part of our humanity to feel like we fit, like that we're the missing piece of a puzzle, that we have somewhere that we are welcomed and accepted, that we have open arms that we can fall into. And I think oftentimes in the experience of our lives early on, there may be this feeling that we don't fit in, or that we don't belong, or that we have no place. And it sort of changes the course of our lives or what we believe is possible for us. I know for me it did. When you don't feel like you belong somewhere, then you search to find somewhere you do. And what I'm learning and what I'm allowing myself to get curious about, or just to open up to the idea of, is that if we don't belong to ourselves, we can't belong to anyone else. And we certainly can't belong in a family or a community or to something that creates an inspiring, beautiful presence in the world. So, oftentimes, when I would try to fit in somewhere that I felt like I needed to be or that I wanted to be part of, it never felt quite right? If I was forcing it or just trying to manipulate it. And I think it's because I never really trusted myself, or I never really allowed myself to feel worthy of belonging. And so I've been reading the book Braving the Wilderness by Brené Brown, and she talks a lot about this idea of these, what I think Tara Brach talks about, unmet needs. So at some point in our lives, we were convinced that we weren't enough to fit in or to be part of something, or that we didn't have what it takes. And I think it's a pretty common way to feel. And sometimes we can carry that through our lives, just sort of searching for that place that we can find where we can really just be ourselves and we can really be loved for being ourselves, and that we don't have to worry about living up to something that we're not. And I wanted to share this story with you that she shared in the book. And she was talking about being in 8th grade, and that was a really pivotal point in my life. That is where like a lot of things shifted for me, where I started feeling like I didn't belong anywhere, not in my family, not in my life. And so this really sort of like took my breath away when I read it. And just to set it up a little bit before I share it, she was in 8th grade, like I said, and she had just moved from New Orleans to Houston. And her parents were going through a very difficult time. Like they were fighting all the time and the marriage was falling apart. And so she was trying out for what was called the Brigittes, and it was a drill team. So as you are where you are, again, continue to seek comfort and easefulness and peacefulness as I share this. To this day, I'm not sure I've ever wanted anything in my life more than I wanted to have a place on this drill team. The perfection, precision, and beauty of it would not only offset the growing turmoil at home, but also deliver the holy grail of belonging. I would have a big sis, and she would decorate my locker. We'd have sleepovers and date football players. For a kid who had seen Grease 45 times, I knew that this was the beginning of a high school experience that included sudden, spontaneous sing-alongs and the 1980s version of sock hops. And most of all, I would be a part of something that literally did everything together in lockstep. A Birkadette was being and belonging personified. I didn't really have any friends yet, so I was on my own for tryouts. The routine was easy to learn, a jazzy number performed to a band version of Swanee. There was a lot of sliding with jazz hands and an entire section of high kicks. I could kick higher than any of the girls except one dancer named Leanne. I practiced so much that I could do that routine in my sleep. I still remember parts of it today. Tryout day was terrifying, and I'm not sure if it was my nerves or my starvation diet, but I was lightheaded when I woke up, and I stayed that way after my mom dropped me off at the school. Now, as a mother of a teen and a tween, it's a little hard to think of how I had to walk in by myself, surrounded by groups of girls who were piling out of cars and running in together holding hands. But I soon realized I had a bigger problem than walking in alone. All of the girls, and I mean all of the girls, were made up from head to toe, some wearing blue satin shorts and gold shirts, and others had blue and gold tank tops with little white skirts. There was every iteration of blue and gold bows that you could imagine, and they were all in full makeup. I had on no makeup, and I was wearing gray shorts over a black leotard. No one told me that you were supposed to get decked out in school colors. Everyone looked so bright and shiny. I looked like the sad girl whose parents fight a lot. I made the way in with 6 pounds to spare. Even so, the sight of girls stepping off the scale and running into the locker rooms weeping traumatized me. We wore numbers, safety pinned to our shorts, and danced in groups of 5 or 6. Lightheaded or not, I nailed the routine. I felt pretty confident when my mom picked me up, and I went home to wait it out. They would post the numbers later that evening. Those hours in between moved in slow motion. Finally, at 5 after 6, we pulled into the parking lot of my soon-to-be high school. My entire family, mom, dad, brother, and sisters, were in the car. I was going to check my number, and then we were going to head to San Antonio to visit my grandparents. I walked up to the poster board hanging on the outside of the gym door. Standing next to me was one of the girls from my tryout group. She was the brightest and shiniest of all the girls. And on top of all of that, her name was Chris. Yes, she even had one of those coveted girl-boy names that we all wanted. The list was numbered. If your number was there, you made the team. If your number wasn't there, you were out. I was number 62. My eye went straight for the 60s, 59, 61, 64, 65. I looked again. I just couldn't process it. I thought if I had stared long enough and the universe knew how much was on the line, the number might magically appear. I was ripped out of my negotiation with the universe by Chris's screaming. She was jumping up and down, and before I could make sense of what was happening, her dad had jumped out of the car, run up to her, grabbed her, and twirled her around just like in the movies. I would later hear through the grapevine that I was a solid dancer, but not really Bernadette material. No bows, no shine, no group, no friends, nowhere to belong. I was alone, and it felt devastating. I walked back to our station wagon and got into the back seat, and my dad drove away. My parents didn't say one word. Not a single word. The silence cut into me like a knife in the heart. They were ashamed of me and for me. My dad had been captain of the football team. My mom had been head of the drill team. I was nothing. My parents, especially my father, valued being cool and fitting in above anything and all else. I was not cool. I did not fit in. And now, for the first time, I didn't belong to my family either. My drill team story is one that's easy to dismiss as unimportant in the larger scheme of what's going on in the world today. But let me tell you what it meant to me. I don't know if it was true or if it was the story I told myself in the silence, but that day became the day I no longer belonged in my family, the most primal and important of all of our social groups. Had my parents consoled me or told me I was brave for trying, or better yet, and what I really wanted in that moment, had they taken me aside and told me how terrible it was and how I deserved to be picked, this story wouldn't be one that defined my life and shaped its trajectory, but it did. Remembering this, going back to iTunes, to the tryout song, as I played it, I started sobbing. I didn't break down because I hadn't made the drill team. I wept for the girl that I couldn't comfort back then, the girl who didn't understand what was happening or why. I wept for my parents who were so ill-equipped to deal with my pain and vulnerability. Parents who just didn't have the skills to speak up and comfort me, or at the very least run an interception on the story of me not belonging with them or to them. These are the moments that, when left unspoken and unresolved, send us into our adult lives searching desperately for belonging and settling for fitting in. In the practice of yoga, we learn that we belong, even if it's just a moment, a brief glimpse into a wholeness or a wave of divinity that washes through us, or a way of believing there's something more inside of us that maybe has been covered in shame or disappointment or regret, fear, not being enough, or being who we truly are and not being accepted. And we all have these unmet needs within us from our past, where in that situation, the silence was the knife that cut into any possibility of her feeling like she was enough. So let this practice be a reminder to really look into your own hearts and minds and spirits for your belonging, for your place to seek refuge, for your place to cultivate faith, for your place to feel you have everything you need. and let it not be based on anyone or anything outside of you. If you don't belong to yourself first, you can't find a way to belong to the world or to anyone outside of you. And you came into the world already whole, already full, already divine, already belonging. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. So maybe you can take yourself back to a time where you felt like you didn't fit in, or you weren't enough, or you didn't have a place at the table, or a hand to hold, or a way to be seen and heard, supported. Maybe it's now. Maybe whatever community or family that you once held so closely to your heart has fallen away or fallen apart. But I think all of us can go back to a time when we were younger that defined part of what we believed about who we were and what we were worth. And maybe we can listen to that little girl or little boy and comfort them in the ways that we weren't back then, and share wisdom that we have now that we didn't at that time. And we can heal. And going forward, we can do whatever it takes to make that little child within us feel safe, feel loved and cared for. Take a deep, deep breath in. Take a deep, deep breath out. If you're lying down, just come up to seated. So take your time to come to a seat where you feel lifted and alert. Bring the hands to the heart if that feels authentic. And then bow the head towards the hands. May we continue to invoke practices that cultivate the faith that we need to know that we belong to ourselves, to be able to take care of the parts of us that may be unhealed or unheard or unseen. Set an intention for your practice, asking myself all the time right now that question: what is this for? What does this mean? We'll open together with the sound of 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Take a long, thick, heated exhale out. And then we will meet in child's pose. Take 3 really deep breaths here. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. And then inhale, pull yourself forward onto hands and knees. Find tabletop. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift the head, drop the belly, draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, round the spine, let the head release. Pull the navel towards the back body. Inhale, lift, deep breath in. Find really spacious, vibrant breath. Exhale, round. One more, inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, come back to tabletop. Exhale, press back to down dog. So lift the hips up and back. Take a few breaths there. Shifting the hips, maybe side to side. Maybe bending one knee and then the other. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, lift up and back. 2 more like that, like you're moving through water. So let the movement be really fluid. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, press back. Lift the hips up, squeeze the arms straight. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Ripple the crown of the head forward, away from the heels. From your center, exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bend the right knee, stack the hips. Flex the right foot. Drop the right shoulder, level with the left. Take 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath. Good, and then inhale, start to pull the right knee into the chest, and then you're gonna just stretch it out to the left. You're on the edge of that right foot, and just push back through the arms again, and maybe pull that right leg forward a little bit. Flex the foot. 2 more breaths, root through that left heel. 1 more breath. Good, and then inhale, bring that right knee into the chest, lift it up and back, 3-legged dog. And then inhale, bring the right foot forward, low lunge. Exhale the breath. Drop the back knee down, take the left hand off the mat, take the right hand to the right thigh, so on top of that right thigh, and then just turn your chest open. Press that right knee forward as you pull the right shoulder onto the back. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good, and then frame that right foot again. You're going to walk the hands back and flex that front foot. Dig your right heel into the floor. Draw the right hip back. Relax the shoulders, melt the heart. Press the sitting bones back. Pull the belly in and up. The more you flex the foot, the more you're going to feel it. So the more you draw those right toes towards your face. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, come forward. Lift your back knee up. Find your low lunge on your right side. And then step your left foot to meet your right. Lengthen your chest. And then exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Press into the shins. Draw the crown of the head forward. Draw the shoulders back. Pull the belly in. Exhale, fold in. Maybe you hug the back of the calves to draw the torso towards the thighs. Press into the feet. Inhale, L-shape the body. Crown of the head stretches away from the tailbone. Thigh bones internally rotate and press back. Root the feet into the earth. Exhale, fold. Hug it in. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Shoulders back, belly in, ribs in. Exhale, hug it in. And then inhale, come all the way up. Push through the feet. Reach out wide. Reach the arms up. Press the feet down. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, ground the palms, step back to plank. Press your heels back, draw your shoulders back. And then from your center, press back to down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, press it up and back. Inhale, come forward, glide forward. Riding on that inhale. Exhale from the center, the strength of you, press up and back. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, press it up and back. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bend the left knee, stack the hips. Push the hands down, spread the fingers apart, draw the shoulders down the back, pull the ribs in, lift that left knee up. And then inhale, start to bring that left knee into the chest. And then you're going to be halfway between probably the hands and that right foot. And you're going to stretch that left leg out. And you're on the edge of that left foot. And then draw it up a little bit as you press the hips back. And then flex that left foot a lot. Dig that right heel down. Press the floor away. And then inhale, bring that left knee into the chest, lift it up and back, three-legged dog. And then inhale, bring the left foot forward, low lunge, back leg strong, hips turn forward, foot rooted, left foot rooted. And then drop that right knee down, take the right hand off the mat, take the left hand to that left thigh and turn your chest open. Maybe you take that left knee forward a little bit. Take your head back to open the throat. Soften the jaw, soften the gaze. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. And then inhale, frame the front foot. You're going to walk the hands back and flex that left leg. Dig that left heel into the floor and draw it back a little bit. Press the hips back, melt the heart forward. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good. And then inhale, walk it forward. You're going to lift up your back leg, find your low lunge on your left side, and then step your right foot to meet your left and exhale, fold into the legs. Take the hips a little side to side here. And then walk the fingertips forward a little bit. You can always have something underneath your hands here. We're going to keep the hips where they are, but walk the hands to the right and draw that left hip back. And then we're going to start to bend that left knee. We're going to take the left hand to the outer right ankle, calf, or even the thigh if you need to reach up higher. You're going to keep your left knee bent and you're going to reach your right arm up. And just like keep pressing that left hand into that right leg to turn the chest open. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. If it's too much to reach the right arm up, just keep the right hand on the hip. And then straighten the left leg, cross the right arm over the left arm, lift your chest away from your thighs, and then exhale, fold, hug in, elbows bend out to the sides. Inhale, lengthen, and you can always have the hands up higher if you need to, if it's too far to reach to the ankles. Exhale, fold, hug in, elbows go out to the side. One more time, inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, hug in. And then from here, keep your right hand where it is. Take your left hand to your hip. Bend your left knee, or your right knee, excuse me. Left hand to your hip. Right knee's bent. Right hand is on that left leg holding. And then turn your chest to the left. Maybe you reach the left arm up. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Root through the feet. Deep inhale, keep the neck long. Deep exhale. Breathe in, maybe the hand stays on the hip. And breathe out. Good. And then from here, start to straighten that right leg. Wrap your left arm in front of your right. So cross the left arm over the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Lots of forward folds here because this is how we learn how to go in. Inhale, lengthen, how to turn in. Exhale, fold. Hug in, elbows go out to the sides. One more time, inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, fold. And then inhale, walk the hands forward a little bit. Lift the chest. Again, something can be under the hands if you need it. You need that. And then walk the hands a little bit to the left as you pull the right hip back. Pull the ribs in, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then walk the hands forward again. Lift the heart and then exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Stretch and breathe. Reach and feel. Belong to you. Exhale, hands to the heart. Find your Ujjayi breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more breath. Deep inhale. And a full, long exhale. And then Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen to prepare. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back. Lower down, bend the elbows straight back. You can lower knees, chest, chin. All the way down or come to Chaturanga. Draw the chest open for up dog. Take the head back. Push into the tops of the feet. And then exhale, down dog to breathe. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Inhale, step or jump forward to meet the hands. Lift the chest open. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reach up. Maybe out wide. Take up space. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back. Lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lift. And then exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Tadasana. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back. Lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Get lost in the breath. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lift the chest. Exhale, release, head and heart. Inhale, rise. Fingertips away from the bottoms of the feet. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back. Bend the elbows straight back. Lower down with control. Inhale, share the heart. Spread it wide. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Stack the hip. Inhale, right foot forward, low lunge. Exhale the breath. Inhale, come up, high lunge. Sink the hips, lift the heart. Right thigh bone parallel to the ground. Right outer hip back. Left outer hip forward, back leg strong. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale, release the hands down. Drop your back knee down. Take the top of the back foot down and take your front knee forward. You can stay low or reach high. Inner thighs strong. Lift out of the pelvis. Pull the front ribs in. Reach through the fingertips. Good. And then release the hands down. Lift the back knee. Tuck the back toes under to lift it. And then straighten your front leg. Draw your right hip back. If you need to hop your back foot in a little bit, you can. Push that left heel back. Inner edge of that right foot heavy into the floor. Shoulders relaxed. Melt a little deeper. Inhale, bend into the front knee. Exhale, step back. Lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Stack the hips. Inhale, bring that left foot forward, low lunge. Exhale the breath. Get steady. And then come up. Drop the hips. Bend into your front knee. Stretch your back knee crease smooth. Again, reach through the side bodies. Pull the front ribs towards the back ribs. Reach through the fingertips. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. And then inhale, release the hands down. Drop the back knee down. Take the top of the back foot down. You can always cushion the back knee if you need to. Shake the hips forward. Spread the skin of the chest. And then stay low or come up. Energize the inner thighs. You come up especially so you can reach out of that stability. Good. And then release the hands down. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. And from here, straighten your front leg. You decide how far apart the feet are. If you keep this length, then that right heel is still lifted. Push into the inner edge of that left foot. Draw your outer left hip crease back. Stretch the right leg straight. And then melt a little deeper towards that left leg. Inhale, bend into the front knee. Exhale, ground the hands, step back. Lower down, bend the elbows straight back. Inhale, lift the heart open. Good. Stay here. Cross your left foot on top of your right. And shift your hips to the right and turn your chest to the left. So left foot on top of the right, pressing into one another. You're going to sort of drop your right hip down and turn your chest to the left. Spread open through the heart. Keep that right hip reaching down. Good, and then come back to center. Tops of the feet down. Switch it out. Right foot on top of left. Shift your hips to the left, so dump the weight a little bit over there, and then turn your chest to the right. And reach through the crown of the head more. Push the feet into one another. Good, and then tops of the feet down, draw the heart forward, and then drop the knees down, take the toes together, take your knees further apart. Sit back in child's pose. One more deep inhale. One more deep exhale. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, step or jump forward. Extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, stand tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Reach for the left wrist with the right hand. Reach up and over to the right. Keep the arms straight and start to bend the knees. And then sweep your left leg behind your right and get a little deeper. Maybe even bring that left knee behind that right knee crease to push into one another and then to pull on that left arm a little bit more. Take the head back. Take the ears back. Lift the chin a little bit. Good. Inhale. Lift the torso back up. Uncross the legs. And then release the hands down. Exhale the breath out. Inhale. Reach the arms up. Take the right wrist and the left hand. Find your side stretch first. Strong legs, long side bodies, stretching the arms straight. And then bend the knees. Sweep your right leg behind your left. Maybe even bringing that right knee crease to fit behind the left knee. So it's like kind of a piece of the puzzle. And then lift and stretch more. Draw the shoulders onto the back. Pull the ribs in. Good. And then inhale, lift the torso up and step the feet next to one another. Exhale, release the arms down. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, chair, seat down, arms up. Exhale, release over the legs. Straighten them any amount. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, ground the palms. Step or jump back, lower down your way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, bend the right knee, stack the hips. Inhale, bring the right foot forward, low lunge. Good, and then turn your right toes on an angle, and you're going to come into Skandasana. So hands can be on the ground. Right toes are on an angle. Left foot is flexed. And then take it to the other side. So bend the left knee, toes are out on an angle, and flex the right leg straight. Again, hands can lift, or you can keep the hands on the ground. Breathe. Good, and then come forward, toes in, heels out. Lift your chest. And then exhale, fold. Sorry for the non-edited version of this song. Yikes. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. From here, lift your chest. Turn your right toes forward. Bend into your right knee. Right hand's going to come down on the inside of the right leg. Back foot's going to stay parallel. Reach the left arm up. Stretch the arms away from one another. Keep that front knee bent. You can always have a block or whatever you have underneath that right hand. And then inhale, come up, warrior two. Exhale the breath. Inhale, come back, peaceful warrior. Exhale the breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze that left hip in. Right hand down, left arm up. Triangle. Deep breaths. Deep inhale, lean back. Stretch the back of the skin wide. Breathe out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come up. Straight arm, straight legs. Left hand down, left leg. Right arm reaches up and back. Legs stay straight. Squeeze them towards one another. Press the feet into the earth. And then exhale, bend into the front knee. Step back and lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lift the hips. Good. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then from here, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bend the left knee, stack the hips. Press the floor away. Good. Inhale, left foot forward, low lunge. You're going to turn the left foot out on an angle. You're going to drop. Right toes are going to point up. Left foot is on an angle. Skandasana. Hands can be on the ground again. Holding here. Deep inhale. You can even be a little higher up with blocks underneath the hands. Breath out. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. And then you're going to walk it to the other side. Okay. You're going to keep your left toes on an angle. Heel in, toes out. And then flex your right foot up. And then maybe you lean back. Maybe you bring the hands to the heart. Maybe the hands are on the ground. Maybe you're a little lifted higher. All good. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, press your legs back straight. Both toes in, both heels out. Okay, I'm just going to turn around so you don't have to have my booty in your face. And then exhale, fold again. Pasarita Padasana. If you would like an inversion here, feel free to go into tripod headstand or just stay in your forward fold. Deep breath in, still really long, intentional breaths here. If you're in your inversion, go ahead and come down. And then from here, you're going to turn your left toes out, bring your left hand on the inside of your left foot, reach your right arm up. Legs are strong here. Reach, reach, reach. Lift through your back leg, push through your back foot. And then inhale, come up, warrior 2. Exhale the breath. Inhale, come back, peaceful warrior. And then lift back up. You're going to straighten your front legs, squeeze your legs towards one another. Left hand down, right arm up. Lean back, open the chest, open the heart. Push into the feet. Activate the legs, lift the kneecaps, lift the quads. Keep that left side body long to pull the left underarm away from the left hip point. And then turn the right shoulder back. Inhale, lift up. Keep your legs straight and strong. Reach your left arm up. Take your right hand down the back leg. And then exhale, bend into the front knee, step it back, and lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog to breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 1 more breath. Breathe in, and breathe out. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Seat down, arms up. Exhale, stand tall. Inhale. Press into your right foot. Lift your left knee up. Turn your left foot on the inside of your right leg. Push the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Reach the arms up. Pull the ribs in and back. Pull the belly in and back. And then you're going to take your left knee forward, and you're going to stretch your left leg back. Arms are going to stay alongside the ears if that feels okay. Flex your left leg straight. Turn your hips across from one another. Reach through your arms. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good, and then bend into the front knee, slow motion, step back, high lunge. Bring the hands to the heart, twist to the right, left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Turn the chest open, press the back leg strong. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good, and then turn towards the ground, let your gaze drop down, bring your hands down, press into your right foot, lift your left leg. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold into that standing leg. And then from here, you're going to bend your left heel toward your seat. You're going to drop it down like you're going to drop it on the outside of the left or the right foot. Left knee outside of right foot. And then you're going to stretch it up and back. 2 more. Drop it down almost all the way and then press it up and back. 1 more. Press it up and back. This time you're going to bend it. Come all the way down. Okay, so your right foot's grounded. Left knee is tucked, or left leg is tucked under. If this isn't happening, extend your left leg out straight. Lift your chest, hold on to that right shin to lift. And then wrap that left arm around that right knee crease, let it fit just like a piece of the puzzle, and then turn to the right. Lift the chest, lift the chest, lift the chest. Pull the heart forward. Ground the sitting bones evenly. Press into the right foot and isometrically draw it towards you. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Do a little counter twist. And then listen closely. You're going to take this right leg, sweep it back behind you, and you're going to come into pigeon on the left side. So make sure the back leg is straight. Scoot the back knee back. Left foot can hug in any amount. Doesn't matter. You just want your knee wider than your left hip. Lift the chest. Maybe the top of the back foot comes down. Just rock the hips a little side to side here. Got to be true to yourself before anybody else. All right, lift your chest. Inhale here. Option to fold forward. Slow the breath down. Maybe you find support underneath the arms, underneath the head here. You can always bring something underneath that left hip to press into, or the back of the right thigh, underneath that. Good. Inhale, walk the hands back. Lift yourself up. Now listen, you're going to roll onto your left hip. You're going to bring your right knee and fit it inside that left center of the foot. So left foot is pressing into right knee, and then you're going to turn to the left. Push that right knee into the bottom of that left foot. Good, and then walk it forward. You're just going to simply sweep your right leg around, roll over the feet, step back to down dog. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good, inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Tops of the feet are going to come down. Bring the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the legs into one another. Push the toenails and the legs and the pelvis into the floor. Inhale, lift the heart. Lift the chest forward. Lift the crown of the head up and back. And then float the legs up. Keep lifting. Keep reaching. Squeeze the inner heels together. Inner thighs together. Pull the belly in and up. Draw the shoulders back. Reach the hands towards the heels. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then release down. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press back, seat to heels. And then come forward, press back to down dog. Inhale, step or jump forward. Lengthen the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way up. Take the breath deep and wide. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Press into your left leg. Inhale, reach your right knee up. Right foot on the inside of the left leg for tree pose. Good. Maybe the arms reach up. Two more breaths. Relax your shoulders. Get soft in the gaze. And then inhale, take your right knee forward. And as you start to hinge forward with the heart, take the right leg back. Arms stay alongside the ears. Warrior three. Flex. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Reach. Deep inhale. Woo. Deep exhale. One more breath. Good. And then bend into that left knee. Find your high lunge. Hands come to the heart. Twist to the left. Right up on the outside of the left knee. Spin the heart towards the hands. Deepen the breath. One more breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And then take your hands down. Y'all are doing fantastic. Stay with me. You're going to press into your left foot. Lift your right leg up. Take your heart away from your left leg, and then fold. Good. And then you're going to bend your right heel towards your seat. You're going to round down, tap it on the outside of that left foot, and then reach it up and back. And then bend it, tap it, reach it up and back. One more time. Bend, tap, reach it up and back. This time we're coming all the way down. So the left foot will be grounded. The right leg can be straight out or it can be tucked under. Ground through your left hip, even if you have to put something under it. Lift up, holding onto that left leg. And then take that right arm crease right into that left shin and then twist. Dig that left foot into the ground and draw it back. Stretch the left collarbone away from the right. Reach through the back of the head. Draw the heart open. And then counter twist. Good, and then come forward. You're going to sweep your top leg behind you. Okay, you're going to lift yourself up to come into pigeon on the right side. Right knee wider than the right hip. Back leg in one straight line. You can scoot that back knee back. Lift yourself up and just move a little bit side to side here. Lift the chest, take the head back. And then maybe you come forward here. Again, you can use props for support. Steady your breath. Try to slow it down a little bit. All right, you're going to roll onto your right hip, start to lift yourself up. You're going to take your left knee and press it into that right foot, and you're going to walk your hands to the right. Lift your chest, reach the ribs away from the waist. And then turn forward. You're going to swing that left foot around, walk over the hands, press it back, however you want to get there, and then push back to down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way onto your belly and roll onto your back. So come onto your back. Good. And then from here, you're going to take your right ankle on top of your left knee. So just like we did before with pigeon. Take your arms out to a T. Just drop your right foot to the left. And then take your gaze over your right fingertips. And really take your right knee away from the ground, pushing into that right foot. And then inhale, come up. You're going to hug your right knee into your chest. You're going to circle it. And then extend the right leg towards the sky and flex the heel away from the hip. Roll onto your tailbone a little bit. Draw your shoulders back. Press your head back. Maybe you pull it in. Good. And then let your arms come down. You're going to release your right leg all the way down. Take your right hand to your left knee and cross it across your body and stretch your left arm out. Maybe you're going to straighten that left leg and flex that left foot. Good. Inhale, roll back. Hug both knees in as you roll back. Circle the knees, both directions. And then drop the feet to the mat. Press the arms down alongside the body. Push into the feet. Heels are underneath the knees. Lift the hips up. Draw the knees away from the ribs away from the heart. The head pressing back. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Move the knees a little side to side to release lower back. And then cross that left ankle on top of the right knee. And then take that whole shape to the right. So the left foot's going to come onto the floor. Arms are going to stretch out. And you're really going to push that left knee away from you as you take the gaze over the left fingertips. Good. Inhale, bring that shape back up. You're going to keep the right foot planted. You're going to hug that left knee in. And then you're going to stretch that left leg up towards the sky. Hold behind that thigh. Push the thighs into, or that left thigh into the hands, hands into the left thigh. Reach through that left heel. Keep the tailbone grounded, but maybe draw the leg in a little bit. And then keep that left leg lifted. Release the arms down alongside the body, and then slowly lower that left leg to the ground. Take your right knee with your left hand across to the left. Extend the right arm out. Take a few breaths like this, and then if you want, you can straighten that right leg. Good. Bend that right knee. Head both knees into the chest as you roll onto your back. Circle the knees. And then as you're ready, move into your final rest. So you can find whatever you need. All you have to do here is rest. We all must find our own way. This means that your path will be different from mine. Joseph Campbell wrote, "If you can see your path laid out in front of you step by step, you know it's not your path. Your own path you make with every step you take. That's why it's your path." Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Start to move a little bit through the fingers and the toes. Simple, sweet, subtle movement. Start to maybe take the head to the right and then to the left. Stretch the arms overhead to take a deep, long stretch through the whole body. And then inhale, bend the knees, bring the feet flat. On the exhale, roll to one side. True belonging is not something that you negotiate externally. It's what you carry in your heart. It's finding the sacredness in being a part of something and in braving the wilderness alone. When we reach this place, even momentarily, we belong everywhere and nowhere. As you're ready, rise, bring the hands to the heart, if that feels authentic, and then bow your head towards your heart. True belonging is the spiritual path. It's the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world and find sacredness in both being a part of something and standing alone. True belonging doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. Brene Brown. We'll close with the sound of all things. bowing to the teacher in each of our hearts, bowing to the teacher in each moment. Namaste.